What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Golden Dice Podcast, episode number 39. I'm your host. I'm Jack, and with me I have Brian. Brian, how are you this week?
Good, great, alive.
Hmm.
It's been a great day, Jack.
Today was rejuvenated your health.
It's a brand new horizon. You know,
You're ready to take on the world.
absolutely. And then it just got burst open.
But yeah, so for what we're going to be jumping into will be the judges had a stream. And so we'll be going through. There's a lot of bullet points to get on there. Some that'll be very fast. Some that we'll talk about a bit more. Then we'll get into just give some thoughts on the mass market booster packs, and then obviously talk suspension.
I'm in
that we
danger.
just got today. But what are you playing this week? What'd you play at locals this week, Brian? Let's touch on that before we jump in.
I've been really enjoying going to locals in the last couple of weeks. We haven't done this last set, and I was kind of like, I'm not missing it too much, but I've had a blast all 3 weeks in a row. This week I did bring Cad Tarkentown because I'm going through my list of things I haven't played from set 1 and set 2. And the reason I haven't played Cad is because Flock has always been on Cad. Cad Blue, Cad Red, Cad Yellow, although the Cad Yellow was kind of just Cad Red. But I had a blast with him last night. I went 2-1. I really enjoyed it. He plays a lot like Boba, and I wish I had played him earlier because I'm having a ton of fun last night. So,
Why does he play like Boba?
He just has like that control while still kind of flooding the board thing with the Pink Tarkentowns and the Bounty Hunters, and I have Toro in there, so I stood up to Toro a couple times, swung with him a couple times.
You're like, man, I played Greedo into Boba into Forlom into Zuckuss, dude. It's like Boba days.
It's like Boba. Yeah, this is my jam. I don't know. He was just really fun. I really dug his playstyle. And I feel like he is just the right type of deck that I like, where he's like that mid-rangey, but still a little controlling. I don't know. He's fun. I enjoy him, and I wish Tyler hadn't played him so much that I could play him. You know, I learned this a lot sooner. I don't have deck identity crisis anymore. I know what I want to play. Maybe.
No, you know?
I'll change my mind next week.
And you dodged Tarkentown.
We were talking about this last night, where I was like, I really like Boba. I like Boba 1. I think I want to play Boba 1. Boba gets suspended. And then last night we were discussing, like, I really like Cad Tarkentown. And there was a possibility before today that Tarkentown would be banned. I was waiting for it.
Well, the Boba thing was funny because you just you got top 8. You finally played him and you got top 8. And you're like, man, Boba's really fun. I was like, you just like winning. And then
Jango, baby.
Same thing this week because we played round 1. I played Quinlan Tarkentown again this week, and I went 2-1 as well. Lost to Brian first round, and then I beat my next 2.
But to be fair, before you go on, I'm going to cut you off for a sec.
Go.
I do like winning, yes. However, my record has been the same all 3 weeks with 3 different decks. So...
Yeah, but this time one of your wins was against me because the other 2 weeks your one loss was me both times, wasn't it?
Irrelevant. Your Honor, strike that from the record. And we ID'd, so...
Yeah, but I mean, we played. I mean, we ID'd on record.
It doesn't matter what happened after that. It's fine.
Split the 201 cash.
Go on. Sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, I didn't care.
I did mean
to
the
same topic, but yeah. I mean, my experience, I think Cad's in like an interesting position. You'll have to like figure out other matchups, but if people are thinking Quinlan's going to be like the big boogeyman early, I think Cad is going to be a very good answer to that. It's very hard to like match his pings on top of it. And he's also one where it's like feels weird for Cad or for Voss to pass because your top end's just a little bit like better, like just having like relentless pursuit and Cads to like steal my stuff and make my life tough can be hard. Yeah, I think Hana. I think it will just end up being super important in that matchup to make sure I kill Cad. Like I think it's just like one of those you'll have to figure it out. But yeah, so I mean, I think Cad Tarkentown will be pretty good in Quinlan. And then I forget what else I beat a Gar Yellow and I beat a Vader 4 Data Vault deck, which was funny because I crushed him game 1, and then we played a second one because it was so fast. And these are best of ones. Keep in mind. So then we played another one, but then he crushed me. He's just like he dodged my pings because he played a one drop and then the one cost green pilot, one of the Victor leader or Victor wingman, whatever one makes it another TIE fighter.
3, 2.
Yeah, they both cost one. I don't know. One you give an experience, one you make a tie. And he did that, and then it was just like then the next round he played whatever card it was, where it was like exhaust any number of space units that you control and make X wings. So then he exhausts both
two
of
is
them.
make a tie.
What's that?
2 is make a tie.
2 is make a tie. Yeah.
Yep. I just looked at my stack here. There.
You had him. Yeah. But yeah, then he just like swarmed me, and he didn't even play like the like clone squad one where it's like +1 for each other. Like he just kept playing units, and I just like I was probably doing more damage per round, but he only had to do 25 where I had to do 33. So like in that race scenario, he won. But also I was playing like I think I'll be able to change the list around. Like I was playing a very, very Jango oriented list still, like just because I was like, this is what I'm going to be prepping for anyways, and like at least as of Tuesday. But now I can add more space. Like the only space I had in that deck was Falcons. I had red 5s are in sideboard, but it's best of 1s, so it doesn't matter.
Red 5's great.
But yeah. So yeah, that was our locals, but same sentiment. I've been really enjoying it. It's been nice being able to like get out now that like our daughter's almost a year, son's like 2.5. Like it's a little bit easier to get out because there's a little bit more of a routine. Whereas before, like when set 3 was out, it was
our son and daughter. Mine.
Yeah. But no, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Getting to chat to people too, like each week and stuff. But we got to try to bring like twin sons. I mean, depends on our soccer because we've been going and playing soccer.
I have it.
Yeah,
I have it built. That. Like I'm dying to play.
Because like Michael and Em like have it each week, and
yeah, she wasn't there this week, so I was like,
yeah, that's true.
I could have been convinced to stay for twin sons this time.
I'll try to build one for next week, but
I've got it right here.
Yeah, your Leia
Han.
Yeah, pilot.
Pretty great. It's all odds, pretty much.
Yeah, I'll do Boba Jango. And
you can borrow the showcases that I'm stuck with.
Yeah, no, that's okay. I don't even want to play that.
No, it sounds miserable for everyone else and you. Actually,
well, it's just like twin sons. I want to take the opportunity to play something new.
It is if no one can if I'm not winning deck, nobody is.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
No one's having fun here.
But yeah, all right. So we'll jump in, and there's a lot of stuff to go through of the judge things. We're really just going to go through of the recap. So if you're in our Discord, if you're in the main SWU Discord, and pretty much every other Discord, because all of them follow the announcements channel, you probably have seen this information. But we're just going to talk through a lot of it. Some of the stuff we'll skip over because, like even this first bullet point, FFG is very aware of Milan. OP Manners was at the event. They don't like angle shooting and rule sharking, but the policy does not currently disallow it.
Shocker.
Yeah, I mean, there's not much to like say like from my end. Like, I mean, I saw the clip. It looked like angle shooting. It's something that I don't want in the game, but it's just like at this point, everything that needs to be said has been said about it. I don't want it in the game. Yeah, Cascade, whoever Nexus, and they just got to figure it out. Whatever that is, a little too late now. But yeah, they're all aware of it. They all saw it, and I hope that the judge program is open about talking with stuff, because in the past they haven't, and that would be like my one critique of it. I don't care where we fall on the initial ruling. Like, I think it's very easy for you and I to be like, in that moment, why didn't you make the right decision? That's not the point. I don't care about that. I don't care about people making mistakes in the moment. What I care about is the conversation that they lead after with it.
Right.
And I just hope they don't try to sweep things under the rug and like do it internally. Like, I get some of the process will have to be that, but I don't know. I don't love that everything's just like in the dark all the time.
Yeah, and I mean, I don't want to knock the judges either, because I think they're doing the best they can. And in that situation, it's a huge event, right? Things are going to get missed. But it's important, like you said, to have the conversation afterwards and be on top of things.
Yeah,
and be aware of those things. So
yeah, it's like tough on one hand. It's a top 8. There's only 4 matches going on.
Right.
It's on stream. Have a judge sit there and watch. On the other hand, it's the top 8 after they did 9 rounds day 1, and I think they did
11 right?
on day 2.
Oh no, I'm sorry. That was Denver.
Yeah, Denver they did 2 for some reason, which was terrible. They should have done at least 3. So
yeah.
I don't remember if Milan was 3 or 4. It was definitely at least 3.
They all run together at this point in my head.
Yeah, exactly.
It's all Jango. I couldn't see anything but Jango.
Well, the top 8 was TDR. The only other the non Jango deck was a TDR Piet deck.
Thank God that's gone.
But yeah, so yeah,
So
just
dumb.
like my hope through this is just they do open communication with that.
Agreed.
Um, where policy is silent, judges should feel empowered to make the best call you can with the information policies that. And they try to get rules out to judges as soon as possible, which is the official answer. But they say rules that even come 30 seconds before they go out, which was Eric's answer. So they're getting stuff in almost similar to when we see them as well. But theme for Legends of the Force prestige cards are unique Force units. That's something we didn't know. But this next bullet point doesn't, or like the quote, and it says set 5 prestige cards are still a work in progress. I mean, I hope everything's done for set 5
What do
prestige.
you mean by that, FFG?
Yeah, I don't know. And the VOD's not up because I wanted to go back and like rewatch it.
I'm confused about this because there's a bullet point a couple below where it's like prestige art for set 8 is apparently amazing.
Yeah,
How do
it
you
probably
not
just
have
got
5
lost in
done
like
yet?
what they said. I don't think it actually means set 5 is still a work in progress. I don't know.
That's got to be a typo, right? Or something.
Yeah, I mean, probably it could even be not a translation error, but like, yeah, something that
Something got lost.
they
in
wrote
the
it
middle
wrong
there.
in that. But
Was forgotten later.
I mean, that's big for you, prestige, unique force.
Yeah, man. I
That's scary, man.
the
That's
art
scary.
the art came out for just the boxes, and I immediately messaged Ben and was like, "Hey, I need to adjust my situation."
Yeah.
So
You went back up. You went down to 2 and then back up.
I haven't asked him to go back up yet, but I am going to.
Yeah.
But not that much. I gotta be realistic here.
I mean, yeah. I mean, even for me, like at 2, I still had a bit of collection that I wanted to do after. Like I bought the fireballs because I didn't pull any. I bought
Right.
red 5s and I bought blue leader.
I bought some that I didn't get.
Oh, and I bought invisible hand as well. So it was like, yeah. So
At
there was
2
like
cases, I still didn't get everything.
Yeah. Like there's still a handful that I want, but I also don't feel like buying. But I am
Right.
also more of a Force user person than I am like a ship person. There's people who absolutely love ships. Like you see that with X-Wing, Armada. Like there's games for people who love ships.
Yeah,
And so I was able to say no to some of these. Like I was able to say no to Falcon, but will I be able to say? I'll be able to say if they do a Kiadi Mundi, I'll be able to say no to that. All right. But if you give me like a Jedi Knight, Obi-Wan, 3 up
in the
instantly.
clone armor, like it's done.
That's what I mean.
It's
3 up
done,
instantly,
dude.
man.
Yeah, I was really into the ships more in this prestige set than I was originally because when they obviously the art looks fantastic, but I'm not a ship guy. Like Scott's a ship guy. I am not. I am also a Force.
This was his
Jedi
set.
Sith guy. Yeah, this was his set, and he did actually buy more than I was expecting him to. He did get a couple more carbonite things than I was expecting to, but this, it's going to be hard to keep to my word on this set for sure. We'll definitely see how it goes, but I hope that the work in progress means that they're enhancing something or that they have it done and they're just perfecting things. I don't know.
Yep.
But I get very touchy about the carbonite subject. You gotta make sure it's tight.
Yeah. I mean, if anything, I wouldn't be surprised if prices are a little bit higher simply because I feel like more people are interested in Force. No, the secondary market is what I'm talking.
Oh, all right, that's fine.
No, I still think we're gonna get the same deal from our LG. Like, I'd be shocked if Ben upcharges us or anything like that.
Right. Yeah.
But even like the worst Jedi, I feel like is gonna sell more than Silver Angel. Is gonna what are the other cheap ones?
Silver Angel is probably the worst one.
Like they're like the prestige variant of that is like $1, and I'm not saying like the cheapest one will be $10 for set 5, but I would imagine it could be like 3, like a little bit more.
Yeah, I think that, like you said though, especially our age group, right? Like the
we
kids
grew
that grew up
on
with
the prequels. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, with all that stuff, where the Jedi's like the Petronaki arena scene is still something that lives like in my head rent free all the time.
Like growing up, that was like my favorite moment in Star Wars was the end of Episode 2.
Yeah, and it's awesome. And why would I not want? And I'll tell you right now, if any of these Force users are in Petronaki arena and the prestige art, I will need a full playset. If I don't pull it,
could you imagine if they do like a spread?
Oh,
like how we got a few ships in a row.
The triptychs. Oh my god, bro, that's dangerous.
That'd be
that's
sick.
Dangerous.
Yeah, that would be sick.
Like a white person looking at dessert at a picnic. That's dangerous. You know what I mean?
You're at your company's picnic.
Yeah, that's dangerous.
Yeah. But yeah, no, very excited for that, and that's the first time we've heard about what it will actually be. That was my suspicion that it would be unique force units,
Yeah,
but obviously, finally getting confirmation.
I'm stoked. It's amazing how fast. I'm sorry, we'll move on in a second, but I'm amazed how fast. Like we've had set 4 for a month. I'm already feeding for set 5.
Yeah, I mean,
And
like,
not that set 4 is bad.
well, especially you're also like, I would on a scale say like you trend more towards like a collector
Yeah,
than
oh,
anything else.
absolutely.
Like I'm kind of in
Absolutely.
the middle. Like I absolutely love opening, but I also love competing type thing. So it's like I still have that. Like after they had that set 5 stream, and I was like, yeah, let's get these spoilers going. I want to see what they got.
Yeah.
But yeah, then they talked about art for new judge promos, specifically commission for the judge program and stuff like that are coming, and they even gave a spoiler of, they showed the ghost, the new ghost, and they also showed Ahsoka as 2 cards, and it's in that same frame that we saw the set 1 or the first batch of judge promo cards, and then they also teased what looks like the Mandalorian and what is the Mandalorian and Padme. So guess they're coming in the set, and I guess they'll be judge promos as well if they're showing that
Queen
off.
Amidala.
And
I
they
had mentioned. Go ahead.
no, you go, you go.
I was gonna say I had mentioned to you last night that I can't stand that they're doing these prestige cards as other OP or like
Oh,
promos
like
or
for the
whatever.
ghost, yeah.
Like that just really bothers me. It's fine. It's not a problem. Like
It's honestly nice for the judge though, because of how expensive they are. That is like that's fine. I know
yeah,
I will never need to buy them because I would rather have the prestige
fair.
variant of it.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, art is processing for set 9. Set 10 is in the work. Prestige art for set 8 is apparently amazing, which is crazy to think about. We'll have rotation by then.
I wonder when they're giving us the names going forward because we're over halfway through the first set of names that we've
Yeah.
had.
If I did either Worlds or Gen Con, Galactics, sorry, would be my guess.
Yeah.
They're like the next 2 big things. Like maybe also what's the San Diego Comic Con? I think
I
was
was gonna say celebrations, but
yeah, they could do celebrations too. That's true. Although I thought they said
care.
like none of them are involved this time around to go into that.
I think you're correct on that.
Yeah. So I mean, yeah, we could be getting that stuff because I think like we should be getting at least if they're doing another convention kit, which the way it's worded from the first year of like 2024 convention exclusive kit makes you think there's going to be a 2025 one. So we should also be getting that information because that debuted at San Diego Comic Con.
Oh, I forgot about those.
Yeah. Yeah, so keep that in mind. I mean, Galactics, they could be on the prize wheel. You never know.
No, my beloved, my Shayla. I need my showcases.
Yeah.
My
Well, yeah,
Shayla,
they would
I can't
definitely
make
come
the
after
choice.
the Luke Invader
Yeah.
showcases. There's a vibrantly purple judge promo that makes sense.
Mace Windu, doggy dog.
Mace Windu? Like, what else is purple in Star Wars?
It's gotta be.
Set 5,
It's
heads
Zero.
will melt.
Zero the
when they
Hutt.
see the cards. What's that?
Zero the Hutt.
Yeah, Zero the Hutt. Oh my gosh, could you imagine if that was it? That would be something. The current judge promo frame is unused in Carbonite Prestige frame in one of the upcoming sets.
Huh.
Oh, okay, interesting. Wave 3 judge promos available with set 5. Wave 4 will be available with set 6. So they'll be coming up. Cold foiling and additional treatments they will explore, but limited by Cardamundi's availability. Special subset of cards unknown are being sent to Japan for a special treatment only available there.
Celebration.
That's interesting.
It's very celebration because that's in Japan, right?
Yeah. Yeah, obviously it's just like there's nothing we could even say about that other than I'm very excited to see whatever
yeah
that is.
I probably want it.
Jump to Lightspeed pre-release had no promos or token cards. Decisions were made 18 months ago to not include that with the launch kit of Jump to Lightspeed after she received a lot of feedback and unlikely to fix for sets 5 or 6, but they may change after that point. Which was very surprising that, yeah, there was no judge promos, and then there wasn't like the token bases that they sent out before, which like
they're probably overflowed with extra from the first 3, right?
But so like I half get that them not sending it or like only would do it at request or something like that because stores by this point. I mean, I guess you don't have X-wings or whatever, but
true.
X-wing and TIE fighters, but yeah. So I mean, but the no judge promo thing kind of bothers me. Like especially when they say like even at pre-releases, they're still like advocating for judges not to participate. So it's like,
Right.
I don't know, what's your store going to give you? Like, uh, whatchamacallit, a pre-release kit is probably like the most they're giving to them. So yeah, I hope that changes. But yeah, we wouldn't see it by set 7. Won't see those back until set 7. So if you're going to judge, you're not going to get a promo at pre-release.
That's kind of meh.
Yeah,
I
like
don't
I
care
don't
for
even
that.
like them. Like I like the pre-release kit better because it's the hyperspace. Whereas
Yeah.
for set 3, the judge promos were like the base border, but they had the like the promo foiling and it said judge on one side. Like I don't even love that. Like I don't even think it was that neat, but it's still
It was
nice to just
something.
like give judges something a little exclusive.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. Chance cubes. FFG wants you to enforce rules as they are written. Use transparent dice for roll-offs per policy. You're welcome to provide feedback. Potential for a transparent chance cube on the future prize wall. That'd be interesting.
Sure.
It probably would still be numbers like 1 through 6 on it, but it's like the red and blue
Sure.
colors of it. Yeah, low on my
I don't care.
my totem pole for that.
Sorry, like I just don't. And for a prize wall, like I especially don't care for that.
Yeah, it's
I'm not
also
spending
funny.
tickets
I
on it.
mean, transparent dice. I guess to like make sure there's no
Weights?
weights to it. But I also just whatever
I
dice
don't
we roll
care.
off with first, I roll. Like if
Who
my
cares when
opponent
you get
rolls with
double
his 2, I'm
once?
going to roll with his 2.
Yeah, right. Exactly. That's how it's been typically in my experience.
Yeah,
And I always lose anyway, so I'm not rigging the system.
yeah. And then some of the other stuff. Can they get judges involved in rulemaking? They said just talk to Jonah about that, but um, there's a lot of people involved with that. Double loss came from a rules change due to player feedback and judge feedback. I mean, I've liked it for local play. I mean, it hasn't mattered for. I mean, I haven't been to any events. Like we weren't at Denver, so. But yeah, I've liked it for local stuff. Limited time for alt art or alt frame cards and specific store events. Nothing like that coming. They talked about power creep and they referenced the article on the design philosophy of that. Shadows and Twilights were purposefully not overpowered to introduce new mechanics. Uncommons and rares are more heavily played on purpose, and they want people to play with the cards and not deal with not being able to obtain them. Poe from Shadows is powerful and complex, and design is very focused on not being crazy. They know Jump to Lightspeed was more powerful than previous sets, and we should expect that Legend of the Force is just as powerful. So set 5 should be looking pretty good as well in that front.
Interesting.
Which is good. It makes it more exciting when you get cards like set 3. We're all hyped because there's Clone Wars, and the set came out, and everybody's like, okay, like
These cards are
take out Quinlan, take out Jango, take out Anakin because they're all just like
Plo Koon.
generically good, and then leave everything else in the past other than like the 1 or 2 cards that like Poe or not Poe,
Plo Koon,
Plo
Peril's
Koon, and like the
Physician, maybe the
P38.
new R2,
It's like,
P38. Yeah,
yeah,
it's like 4 cards, 5 cards.
yeah,
Now there are 2 of them on a good day, maybe. Who knows?
yeah. They talk about set design, top to bottom, top or bottom. Which way they do it. They said that they do both, and they've said that on stream depends on the mechanics and the theme. Apparently, set 10 is very theme driven. Choices about cards are driven by the theme, and set 9 has a central mechanic that was dropped.
It feels strange you were talking about set 9 and set 10.
Yeah, even like just talking about like earlier the Carbonite and stuff. They're talking about the first 3 weeks of Twilight versus Jump to Lightspeed were doubled in the melee counts that they've seen so far.
Nice.
PQs are expanding 150 per set. They've been between 64 to a low hundreds, which is lower than 128, but you multiply that by 150, that's still a lot of players. And they've added PQs to China and Taiwan.
Cool.
They talk about a little bit how it's complex. It can depend. East Coast gets more because there's more people. Mountain Time gets a little rough because there's not as many people living there. They said, again, Galactic Championship, 2 sectors in the U.S. and the EU, 1 regional for the U.S. and EU, and future planning going on, but won't announce changes yet as nothing is official based around population centers. So expect to travel to somewhere that's easy to travel to.
I hear Philadelphia is nice.
Yeah, Philadelphia, New York, somewhere I can. Even Richmond's not bad. I don't mind that, man.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I mean, it's a 4-hour drive. Like, it's not bad.
Yeah,
anything where I don't have to pay money for a plane would be nice, but I'm sure everybody will want that.
Bingo.
Then they talk about like how PQs are scheduled on the same weekends and stuff. The store's got to contact them, plans to schedule, state of the game. This is where they kind of talk about, and they said a suspension is coming tomorrow, which got everybody hype about it. And And they also wanted to remind that they're not banned cards; they're suspended cards. Boba Fett could be unsuspended when future sets come out. So that got everybody speculating yesterday to see if Boba would get unsuspended, but that did not happen.
I wouldn't hate that.
Yeah. FFG was worried, 100% worried about another leader being the dominant leader for Jump to Lightspeed competitive events. I'm very curious as to who that was.
Finn.
Yeah, clearly. You play
CL,
a pilot, defeat it, get a shield.
R2D2 piloting on a free shield. Oh,
Yeah. I'm really curious as to like who that. I wonder if it was a Jump to Lightspeed leader or if it was somebody else.
yeah. I'm trying to like. I mean, I don't feel like it could be Jump to Lightspeed, but
Yeah, I don't know. I hope they reveal that sometime. That'd be a fun. Maybe after like if it was a set 1 through 3 leader
when it
after they
rotates
rotate
out,
out, maybe
yeah.
be like this is who we were worried about.
It was Jin.
That's fair.
It's generous.
-1 and stuff.
Huge.
Your TIE fighter can attack their TIE fighter and live. With
What?
but yeah, they said competitive play was out of whack. There wasn't rock paper scissors. It was just
Out of Ewok.
Jango walk.
Out of walk.
They have no desire to implement a living legend system similar to Fab. Was discussed though. I'm glad of that. I don't feel like a living legend system would work.
I don't like Fab. I've been a very big.
Are you really
vocal about my dislike for that game? However, I do think the Living Legends was the one thing I actually appreciate about that game. I don't know if it was implemented correctly, but I think the idea of it is good. I think that when we jumped into Fab, Chain was everywhere. Chain was a menace, and everyone wanted Chain gone. And they did. It was too slow, but they did eventually get rid of Chain because Chain hit Living Legends, Prism hit Living Legends. So both of the players the heroes that we chose got banned.
Yeah, my issue is just like eventually people just sandbag it.
True.
Because there's a big event, or there's Worlds coming up. I'm not going to run Chain at this. I'm not going to run the hero that I want to run at Worlds at my other event that's coming up because I want to make sure they don't get any points. Or if I get in the top 8, I'll immediately concede because I don't, like there was a lot of that going on, which was very.
If you do that, you're lame.
Then you also have to like figure out of like you're weighing the amount of events and stuff. Like it's very weird.
Yeah, I think it's a lot to keep track of too. So I like the idea, I like the concept, but I'm glad they're not going that route as well because I think it was kind of poorly implemented.
Yeah, I don't know. I just didn't, like even think Liverpool. Like Jango wouldn't have got. Well, I guess you got points for like top 8 for or like something like that. But like Bosk won that. Bosk would have gotten the most points out of that rather than Jango. It's like do we want to ban?
Yes.
Bosk? I mean, I hate Control, dude. Control decks belong in the garbage.
Ban Bosk too, as far as I'm concerned. Ban Bosk, ban Han.
Yeah. Ban them all.
Yeah, ban them all. Bring back Boba, ban everything. Make it Boba unlimited.
I don't know about that. There's a 5 to 10 year plan for the game. FFG and Asmodee are committed to it. They mentioned the 20-year anniversary, but I'm curious if it's a 20-year for SWU that they're already talking about, or if they're talking. Isn't the episode 3's 20th anniversary? Isn't that what that's?
Yes. It is the 20th anniversary of Revenge of the Sith.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. But yeah, and then they go into how SWU's set apart. They're planning set 12 right now. Yeah.
Wow, I immediately feel super old.
Yes.
That's gross. Anyway, closing that tab.
Some of this we can like even skip through, right? They're obviously going to be focused on supporting Premier Play. They're going to do Eternal. They've been hinting at, but they're focusing on finishing set 0. They do not get a heads up about upcoming Lucasfilm content to design cards around. The agreement between FFG and LFL is very good, so everything's looking good about that.
This is a lot of information.
That's what I mean. It's like a lot to work through, and I'm like trying to because some of it's like blends in. Feedback from Denver, Milan, and Liverpool. Better off dropping from main event due to prize structure to play in the side events. Prize wall was far too expensive, and no lunch break made tummies sad. So does FFG have a plan to address this? They dropped quite a few balls and understand that there was negative play experience due to these concerns. there was supposed to be more promotional items available, but customs issues was caused a large amount of material that was stuck in Italian customs, probably for the Milan one, obviously. Production
Mamma
factory that
mia.
was making the metal tokens had an unforeseen issue that made them require additional time. FFG thought all was well, but life happens and caused issue. Understands it's unacceptable, is working. So I mean, like, I have issues about how there wasn't pricing at Milan, but it's like it drives me up the wall more when you break down that it was like $30 to play in a Twin Suns event that one person.
Yeah, I agree.
Like the pricing, the cost, all that stuff, and uh,
All
I
of
would
it's adding up really quickly, right? Like the cost of all of this, flying out, getting lodging or whatever,
yeah, I don't want to
going
spend
to the
$1,000
events.
on side
Yeah,
events.
it's too much, and you're walking away with maybe a mat,
Yeah,
especially if you're one of the players that like does well.
yeah.
That feels wrong. That feels bad. I don't have to worry about that because I'm not doing well. But you
And
know,
I mean, they did fix it. Like it was like top 8 got another additional 1,000
right?
for that. But like my main concern is so even if theirs got up, but like think about the person who so it's 9 rounds, so they're going 6. They're 6-2,
Mm-hmm.
and they lose the last round. They go 6-3. They don't make it to day 2. They get nothing currently. I don't know why every round isn't just like
X amount of points.
200 tickets for the winner, 100 for the loser. Just do that for the first 9 rounds, and then do bonus stuff for day 2, bonus stuff for top cut. Like make that more. But I will say that Ron did an interview with Space Bear Unlimited. If you haven't watched that, go check that out. And they addressed a lot of these issues because I lie, but I mean they've been receptive. They changed it literally the next day.
Yeah.
They were that receptive about it. So I'm confident that Richmond will look better. I sure hope it is. And I mean, I don't mind if like sector prize walls like aren't necessarily amazing. Like I think what's on there is fine. They just got to fine tune the adjustment points. But it's like if I show up at Worlds and it's like this, then there's going to be a problem.
If I can't get Luke and Vader in one weekend after paying X amount of money and then I have to go and buy them somewhere, I'm going to be upset about that. I mean that's the whole reason I'm going to Galactics.
Yeah.
Other than meeting wonderful people and spending time with friends.
Other than talking to any of you.
No, I
Yeah.
want the cardboard or
Yeah.
whatever. But no, it needs to be changed, and I think that FFG has still been doing a good job. And this is again a night and day difference from when we played Destiny. They have their finger on the pulse. They're listening. There's no more
Yeah.
on the boat shenanigans. There's no more lack
Dude,
of
they
communication. Look at this. This is incredible for what this team is doing.
I was about to bring up a negative point because it reminded me.
Go ahead.
Stevie did his recap.
Yeah.
He didn't even get his top 8 playmat,
Yeah.
man. Like what? Like
I
that
know.
drives me crazy. How are we gonna have these events and not have? I get the Italian customs more. Like I get you can get
Yeah.
shorted more than U.S. stuff based on where everything's made and whatnot. But it's just like, bro, how's your top 8 mat not in?
Yeah. They lose points for that, but everything else, the communication wise, great.
Yeah.
Good.
And so they even said in this they want analysis paralysis for players due to the availability of type events, and multitude of prizes. And they said Galactic should be much more positive experience than Denver, Milan, and Liverpool. At Richmond, this is kind of Richmond will not be fixed, and FFG asked for understanding as there isn't time to fix the issues with sector regional events. They're going through season 0 growing pains, and these experiences taught them many lessons to make future events much more successful. I mean, I hope. I mean, again, that is Richmond is the one where I want the least amount of things from the prize wall.
Define fixed.
Yeah, I mean,
because you can change the prices of the prizes at the very least. You know what I mean? If you can't, if they change it on day 2 at these other ones, and it maybe seemed to help, fine. That's an arbitrary number of points designate the prizes. If you can't fix the number of the buy-in, the price of the buy-in, that's disappointing, but whatever. You should be able to. I don't understand why they can't fix that. I don't know what they're talking about won't be fixed. Are they talking about supply issues? Are they talking about prices? Are they talking about pricing?
Yeah, that's the issue of us not watching it and having to rely on Spark Notes.
I take back exactly what I just said about the... No, I'm kidding.
No, I mean, yeah, like you can live with some of the like. All right, if the top 8 stuff's not in, that's still annoying. That's still like an issue. But they need to fix the pricing, and they need like.
Yeah, that's obnoxious. And honestly, I don't think that and different strokes, right? This is definitely a subjective thing, like about the pricing and the choices they made there. I don't know if I'm incredibly jazzed about the pricing for Richmond. So like, whatever. I am gonna go to meet people and hang out and have fun and play
Yeah,
the game.
I think
and,
it'll be a
and
great time.
whatever. But if they don't fix it, as long as they have like regionals and galactics
And that's what they
fixed,
said.
I
Yeah,
don't really care,
yeah,
truthfully.
and that's what Richmond is like. Even of like the playmats and stuff available, it's the
Yeah.
least exciting for me. Like
Yeah.
I want that Plo Koon and I want the Ahsoka stuff potentially. I am interested in getting like the pins since we already have all the aspect ones. Like I kind of want to get like all the set ones as well. Like I do think that's cool, but I'm not that stressed about that. If I don't
Find
get them,
space
I
in my
don't get them.
backpack.
Yeah, my
room.
backpack will start to the backpack pins will weigh more than my deck pods. But yeah, I don't know. So I mean, hopefully it's fixed in some form. I'm not expecting perfection though. Tariffs are not non-existent in SWU, but as they do print in the USA, but there's no concern in the near future, despite the fact that the board game is crumbling. Although they got lifted today, except for China. So I don't know.
We'll see about that. Things change on the daily. But anyway.
PQs and higher events are geared towards highly competitive players. Casual players will likely have a less positive experience. They want these events to cater to a wide crowd as possible.
I agree with that.
But
I do agree with that.
But they seem like, doesn't that seem contradictory?
How
they
so?
want this event to cater
as wide a crowd as possible, but casual players are going to have no fun. Yeah, that's weird. That's a weird statement. But I do agree with the first part, though. I feel like if you're, I don't know.
Yeah, I mean PQs are like that's the
PQs are meant to be competitive.
Step into the competitive circle that they.
Right. I do not belong in that competitive circle, my friend.
I do think they should still up the pricing a little bit. Is it really going to cost that much more to like print some more stuff and I don't know, do playmats for top 8, like or something along those lines? Like I don't know.
It does feel bad going to a PQ, spending your whole day. In most cases, I mean, Dad drives me out. It's fine, but driving all the way out there for a whole day when sometimes we do like stream these things, and I'm paying $40 for all the time, effort, and whatever, and I walk away with one card that I haven't used any of them. Right, like I have not used Invisible Hand.
Yeah.
I have not used
Legal Authority.
I've used Takedown a ton.
That's a showdown though.
But that's a showdown. Yeah, I don't even know. We have PQ.
There wasn't one for set 1,
right? So yeah, I don't know if I necessarily wanted to do set 4's PQ because maybe, but we have all these events coming up, so like the PQs feel like they're just shadowed.
Well, that is like with our schedule. I mean, and we're probably more of a unique situation. We're like content creators trying to make it to as many of the sectors and regionals. Yeah. So it's like not many people are doing Virginia, Minnesota, and Vegas. So it's like they maybe they're doing one of or two of them, not all 3. So it's like they might have a month that's a little bit more free. But yeah, for us, it's like in 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks is Richmond. A month after that is Minnesota, and then like a month and a half. Or like 2 months after that is
July. Yeah, Vegas. 2 months.
Is Vegas. Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a whack schedule, and like, sure, we do have a unique situation, but I'm good.
No, I mean, I think most people are in a similar boat. Like people are almost even saying they'd rather just do showdowns if they have a free Saturday because the prize is a devastator.
Yep.
And you're more likely to get it because a showdown's probably 20 people compared to 80 people.
And they're playing fun stuff too. It's not like I feel like people look at showdowns and they're like, there's fun prizing and there's fun people and there's fun decks, and not everyone's trying to sweat it out and play Jango Target rest in peace.
They would have for Devastators. Now that there's that good of a prize, I think there have been some people sharking that and trying to move those. Maybe. Which I get. Like, hey, you're paying your money. You show up, play how you want.
Even though I wouldn't feel as bad though, is what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Showing up with a more fun deck, not a.
Yeah, because it's a lot easier for you to make top 8 in a 25-person event than it is
128.
Yeah. Yep. Then they go and talk about wanting to crack fan bases to get more players into SWU. No details on that. They want to hear about ideas for the Galactic Qualifier events for people to participate in, like Pauper or Commander, and other Magic the Gathering variants were referenced as examples. They talked about what were the issues for customer buy-in, having the Boba and Jango suspension. They understood they learned quite a bit from playtest and card balance and all that. The biggest potential issue during Twilight was not realized. Different leader dominating. So maybe it is, going back to earlier, maybe it was a Twilight leader. Don't know who it would be. FFG does not think it would make them second guess card design.
Who would it be?
I don't know.
It's definitely Nuke Gunray.
Yeah, I wonder if they thought like Palp was going to be better. I don't know.
I was hoping Palp was going to be better, but
Yeah.
he's tough.
Um, they mentioned the team format that we saw from Beatle, but they said just send that feedback. I think that would be pretty cool.
If you want to
And
see
then,
a team with me, you, and Flock on it, send in your feedback.
yeah, my gosh. Yeah, judge promos for PQ judges. That could be more like participation promos. They would like the idea on which cards are desired. They can't guarantee, and it goes into all this other feedback. So that was a lot of information. There's a lot going on there. I mean, it's a lot of it can be summarized of like there's a lot of cool things coming. There's a lot of things in development. They heard the feedback on things and continue to give feedback. So if you're in our Discord, head to the like spoiler channel, and this is in there because then there's all the emails for it, right? For Jonah at Cascade Games, for Unlimited at fantasyflight.com. Like there's all these other things that you can contact for that. But yeah, that's all that for the judge thing. A lot of information. And that was all the night before the suspension game.
It's been a busy week.
Yeah. But this was also super encouraging to like read all this. Like this was awesome. I'm glad they did this. I'm actually kind of annoyed that this was a judge stream and not something on the main channel. There was so much information in here.
Yeah, and I had the misfortune of taking a call at 2 o'clock today, so I didn't get to watch the stream in real time. And by the time I was off the call,
Oh, I mean, they were two separate
it was
things.
done.
Like this
No,
judge
I
stream
know, but this could have been something. Some of the stuff could have been in addition
in
to.
that, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they had it was a 21-minute stream today. And
Yeah.
I'm saying by the time I was off the call, the thing was done. I had to
It
go.
was like 4,000 people.
Oh, really?
That's crazy.
I would have been there.
You could have been 4,001.
Could have been 4001. Yeah. But yeah, it's a lot of information and it's good information and
yeah.
it's more.
I hope
than
like
we've ever
FFG
gotten for
follows it up
Destiny.
with something.
Yeah.
Like to where, because casual players probably aren't seeing this as much. Like, I don't know. We're in tune. We see everything. We have no lives. Not everybody's catching this information.
That's true.
Yeah. And then, all right, so that's that. We're going to quickly touch on the mass market boosters. They're going to be coming to, yeah, I mean, like,
I'm so
we don't really have any details on that, but those are sleeve packs in retail stores to help get a wider audience and game visibility. You know, you can walk into Target, walk into Walmart, next to One Piece, next to Lorcana, next to Magic. You will see
next to the empty containers of Lorcana and One Piece.
Lorcana, dude. There's a bunch. Our Target,
yeah,
our Targets usually has One Piece is never there.
One Piece is gone.
Pokemon is always there. Pokemon has so much.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
I mean, but it's probably like the old Pokemon stuff that's like not really.
I was gonna say,
you know what I mean? Like if for this set they hung up a bunch of set 4 stuff and then they put up like set 1, like Luke and Vader things, like nobody would buy the set 1. Well, you would buy that?
The Luke Invaders, no. The set 1 stuff though, yeah, I would.
Yeah, not packs. Like I'm saying, that's what like some of these Pokemon are. They're probably like old starters from old sets that like
yeah.
You don't really need. But I've been
set 1. I would buy anytime. I don't care.
I've been saving these, bro, randomly at checkout. You qualified for a $5 gift card, and I saved these while we were playing One Piece because I was like, oh, I'll pop in, I'll just grab a pack, and then One Piece was never available. So now I can finally get to use them on SWU.
That's better.
Yeah. Oh yeah. I mean, yeah, this is the game that I play and travel and do stuff for. I mean, I think this will be great. Obviously, the caveat that I hope, and it shouldn't take away from local game stores. Prioritize them, but this is still good for
a good fix. I texted Jack last night when I heard about this, and I said, "Well, incoming $705 charges on my card for Target in July."
Yep.
Just a little treat on the way home from work, you know.
My wife will be like, "Man, you've been much more excited to go to Target lately."
Weird. I wonder why. She doesn't have to know.
Babe, I will not go to Target until July 4th, and then after that, I will go. I will go with you. I promise. But yeah, so that'll be cool. That'll be cool to see SWU hanging on the shelves there.
Yeah, I remember when we were like before the game was out, thinking, "Oh my god, could you, I'm afraid to step foot in a Target." After
we
March.
were thinking they would be there already and stuff.
And now I'm still afraid to step foot in a Target after July.
I do like that really though. I like that they did like a year local game store, get people used to buying in there, get people connected there, and then now like doing some loose packs and stuff.
It's good community building, and I think that it's nice because for our intents and purposes, we have to travel a fair way to get product. I mean, it's either 30 minutes one way or 30 minutes another way into Philly. So going 5 minutes down the road to pick up a pack or two, you know, when you're feeling the blues of everyday life, you know,
And
Go
I'm
pick
sure
up
people will
a.
swear that these have higher hit rates than regular boosters, but I'm sure
I'll
it'll
prove
be
them
the
wrong.
same. So it's still worth to buy a box to get like the concentrated value.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but yeah. I mean, the only way this becomes like an issue is if like One Piece has been frustrating in that I would go to local game store and they would like upcharge it. So like the only way I'm really ever going to buy it is from Target, and it's like I hate that ecosystem of that. Like I
Yeah.
don't want to have to go to Target to get MSRP packs, which I don't think we'll have that issue again. But yeah,
Yeah, I hope it does well. I mean,
yeah,
I hope they sell, and I hope they continue on with that idea because that is a good idea, and it will be a nice little bump in revenue for them. I think
yeah,
across the board. So,
yeah.
and then you get people that don't know about the game that are like, oh,
That's what I
I'm
mean.
here
Yeah,
for
having stuff on the shelves I think will be important, and that like
yeah,
that
just check
Hoth
it out.
thing that got spoiled,
Oh yeah,
but
I
we don't
forgot
have
about
any other
that.
info on that. But is like the new 2-player deck, but even scaled down more. It seems I don't
Yeah, yeah,
know.
that'll be fun.
But yeah, so cool. That's that for that. And then the last thing we'll touch on is we got our premiere update stream today. 3 cards have been suspended: Jango, Triple Dark Raid, and DJ. I was 3 for 3.
You were
I
three
went
for
on the
three.
podcast and I said those 3.
You were 3 for 3.
Get them out of here.
Um, are you satisfied?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, there's like an element of still nervousness, obviously, like going into like a new meta of what that is going to look like. Um, I think we'll just have to really see how like my concern is more so control decks. I hope that they don't then get to be so good. I think Sabine's still really good to help keep that in line, but it was like even think Bosk Blue ended up having like a fine matchup into Sabine the last time they were both meta prevalent in set 3. And I don't know that Sabine really got anything too crazy. They did get Chewy, so like there's something in that sense of things. But yeah, I don't know. There's still like a little bit of worry that like control just might be too good because it was really held back by DJ and Jango TDR really in a sense as well. So like half concern there of that because that's my worst case scenario where we get into like this hard control meta slog vigilance restocks become the meta because you're all control mirrors and stuff. That's my
Yeah.
only concern. But I'm happy with this. I mean, this is what I asked for. This is what I wanted. This is my prediction. I think it opens up a lot. Every 6-cost leader you can actually look at now because you don't have to worry about getting DJ'd.
I'm 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 cautiously optimistic about the change. I'm happy with what they did suspend. I am still concerned that Tech and Han are going to be a real pain.
Oh yeah, I think Han's still going to be very good.
I
I
think
still
that
think Han will be very good.
I think that Tech enables Han to do some gross things, and like we saw it a couple times where Han Green had like 16 resources in the late game, and then just could tech anything they want out, and still have like enough to do 3 more things within the turn. They're playing solitaire, and your opponent's just standing there going like, "Yep, okay, all right, I've claimed 6 minutes ago, and you're still doing your thing." So
I think
that
some of
doesn't
that
sit
will
right
be
with me,
scaled
but
back though, just because they can't DJ anymore.
sure,
Like sometimes getting to 13 was just by a natural of like I stole 2 of your resources, like type
yeah,
thing. Um, but yeah, no, I mean I agree. I mean like Tech's amazing. It works extremely well with Han. Yellow hero is very good. I mean we saw the green Han be very good at the end of last set too, with Ewing reinforcement, like looking for Cad Banes and Lukes and things like that. That aspect. I mean Han Green. I mean I know everybody's very worried about Quinlan, Tarkentown being very good, but I almost think Han Green might be like if you made me pick one best deck in theory right now, like I'm looking at Han Green
I
is
think it's
where I
Han
would
Green.
start.
I think Han Green's a good boogeyman for the set because he could just do a bunch of things. He's the ramp leader, the
Yeah,
the the cunning ramp leader, which is so goofy.
but I mean, I am very interested. Also, like I think some of these control decks can, like I said, just compete with him a little bit more now as well. Like compare Han Green at 12 resources to Palp Blue at 12 resources. Like Palp
Uh,
Blue has a lot of things that they could jam down and make it very uncomfortable.
yeah, Pop Colossus is a real consideration for going forward, but I also want to kind of temper my expectations that Sabine's probably coming back in a big way. So maybe he's not, but maybe also the 35 health negates that. There's a lot of things that I think are going to pop up with this suspension. I think it's good. I think it's a very good start, and I think that they should definitely keep an eye on what they're doing, and they will. But I think it could evolve from here. This suspended list. I wouldn't be surprised to see a couple more things come on pretty quickly.
Yeah.
People were talking about Tarkentown getting banned left and right last night, and I think that wouldn't surprise people if they did that last night. As far as I've talked to.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough for me because like if you like take Tarkentown and like ECL out, yeah, I feel like you just hamper mid range and aggro deck so much that it's like the game slow down so much that I feel like Kira, Palp, Bosk would all be just insanely good.
Yeah, and
Like, and you want like to me, I don't know, like Jango was so oppressive and such a high
mm-hmm.
conversion rate, but like you still want powerful things in your game. Like it is fun to play Han and Ewing and like do these things. It is fun to do ECL Wrecker. It is fun to ping Tarkin. Like, yeah, it might not necessarily be fun on the other end, but you still need like powerful mechanics to people coming back. Like I don't want a game where it's like we just play units and hit each other. You know what I mean? Like the dynamic that you get from powerful cards, like Target Down is good. I'm not obviously saying that, but I'd be a little bit nervous of like kicking it to the curb.
yeah, and I think that there's a potential floodgate you're opening by doing that.
Yeah,
I mean, and there are definitely consequences for each of these actions, right? If you do this, then this is now going to be the problem. And if you do that, now that's going to be the problem.
yeah,
Something's always going to take the place of the previous issue. So, um, like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic. I feel like this is a very very good start. It's a strong start, and this touches a bigger issue in the game, which is the cunning aspect is just out of control, bonkers good. I I am afraid to see what's in next set's cunning. It's
yeah.
always a concern for what is it going to be a problem.
Like it is funny that like being a Quinlan player mainly, and then um everybody's like Django's banned. I can play upgrades and pilots, and I was like, all right, 3 of bamboozle. Like
Yeah,
my
you
best
thought.
answer is still, um, my best answer is still like in yellow.
Yeah, I mean, and look at the package that even Quinlan, like Quinlan didn't get touched at all. Quinlan's not affected by any of this, and Quinlan got, I would say, ultimately better because of this. And you're still looking at like all the hand disruption, all the go fast stuff. I mean,
Yeah, but
it,
yeah, because I mean that kind of goes back to similar like what I was saying is just like you still just need like powerful. Like it doesn't do anything unfair. Like pin Tarkentown isn't that unfair because it in a sense like you can play around it. Like you can run 2/2 shieldeds, you can run 3/5s. Like you kind of have this ability, and then it's like the hand hate. Yeah, like if you get force throw twice, I mean you're probably just gonna lose. But that's more of like they also came out with the article for the suspension. They said we're going to be monitoring some force cards going into set 5 because they might be too good now with a force themed set, just like TDR was too good with a vehicle set. So I'm worried my baby force throws on the chopping block, but it's like it's just a deck that just like 60 good cards and like it's in cunning, which has like amazing cards and can also like tech for things like Jango is really good. I could run EMP and Commandeer. Upgrades are good. I can run um, bamboozle. I can run spare the target. I can run waylay. Like I just had like yeah, cunning just has like so many answers. But like we talked about the matchup earlier, like Cad Bane worries me.
mhm.
The matchup into even just some space heavy decks that go fast, like a Kaz deck might actually concern me. I mean, I think I could answer and shift things into space, and then also oh gosh, Cad
Vigilance restock.
the what?
Vigilance restock you were talking about earlier. I don't know what
Maybe I feel like
specific.
I could get under them. Like I actually think like Box Blue might be an okay. I would probably have to bring pillages back in. Like we weren't
Mhm.
running pillages because pillage didn't do anything against Django because then they just top deck TDR or War Jug and you just lost. Uh,
I'm not gonna miss that, man.
no,
That's
not at all.
crazy.
But yeah, some of the like the control, like not Palp can draw more. Like you know, I don't
Mhm.
know. Like I think there's lines where I think Quinlan will be weak, but I do think there's a lot of stuff that I think will be will be interesting. I mean, yeah, Quinlan, Han. I mean, I think Luke will be good into Quinlan as well, right? With the shields, and also it's like if they dispatch, like think about if I'm Quinlan and I play against Luke and they dispatch her shield, that's a 1-drop. I probably can't ping it. I might have to start bringing 1-drops back in. But then the next turn they play 4-drop with dispatcher, and I play 3-drop, and now I can't ping. So it's like there's that's why again Quinlan I think is very good, but I would have kind of been annoyed if they like touched him. But I wouldn't like in the scheme of Quinlan. Like if I would have been annoyed if they touched banned Quinlan or banned Tarkentown. I wouldn't be super annoyed if they banned something like Surprise Strike or Hot Shots to bring down the power level of Cunning. If that makes sense.
I was gonna say I don't even know what you would ban, but those two would probably be the ones you.
Yeah, I was just trying to think of like, and what I said last time. It's like think of just every Cunning deck. What are the 3 ofs in
ban
all of them?
Plo Koon, bro.
It's maybe not that. Maybe not that.
No,
maybe
that's
not
fine.
that.
No.
But like, yeah, I
the
mean, think
pumps
Hot
definitely
Shots,
help.
Crafties, Surprise Strikes. Like, there's 3 of them every deck.
I don't think Crafties needs to be touched though.
No, yeah, it's not necessarily that Crafty is broken. It's just like you're trying to take a piece back from the brokenness of that. I still laugh about the set 5 reveal stream. We're trying to give hidden to aspects that don't have shields, and it's just like, bro, there's so
Here's a
much
hidden
shell
shield.
of that. My 3 of my 12 or sorry, 6 of my 12 turn 1 plays are all shielded. Dr. Evelyn shielded.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I'm excited. I would like to see the creativity start coming out, and I think especially with Richmond, we'll see some
Yeah, we
interesting
got
stuff.
2 weeks
Or
to figure it out.
maybe we revert back to the way it was before, and throw some new leaders in and see what kind of sticks. I don't know. I don't know. I'm just gonna go bring Vader. See if I can win myself a showcase. Any given Sunday, right?
Yeah.
I'm doing something spicy with mine. By spicy, I mean probably bad.
Yeah. Yeah, you'll just have to see how it matches up.
We'll see.
I mean, he's definitely more viable now that DJ's gone.
Unless Sabine gets more rampant, yeah, sure.
Yeah, but I feel like you're locked out more by DJ than you are.
Yeah, I mean, not getting Vader out is definitely a problem.
Yeah, it's like the whole point of
that is the deck.
Him.
That is the deck. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah. I'm very excited, very optimistic. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if we get to Richmond and like 4, 5 of the top 8.
Han.
I don't think quite 6 Han, but yeah, I mean, I think
Han, Quinlan, and Boba.
I think like I think straight up just 4 out of the 8 could be Han.
The new Boba's going to be 8th place. Bubble
Dude,
out.
I mean, his conversion rate was terrible.
Yeah.
And he lost TDR. I don't know. I think Boba's kind of dead in the water.
Dead. Super dead.
Like, I don't think his issue was DJ, even though he's a 6-cost leader. I think he's just. I don't know. Yeah. I'm just not a believer of Boba.
There's no
Maybe
sauce
I get proved
there.
wrong.
He's sauceless.
It's funny because I was down on him when we did spoilers, and I played with him and it went up. And then I played with him more and it went back down, and it just hasn't come back up for me since then.
Yeah. I mean, with this list, he's certainly missing a big combo piece, so I don't expect much from him anymore.
Yeah. Yeah, and then especially it's like more his ability's good into like mid range if control starts to get better now. It's like, all right, you flipping and dealing 4. I don't really care.
Yeah.
Like I probably don't really care about my units anyways. And also I'm probably killing all your space units so you can't deploy and deal 4.
Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah. I mean the game plan is very obvious.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I'm excited. I'm glad it happened. It is funny that all 4 cards in the history of the game were Cunning that were suspended, and 2 of them were Fets.
That's crazy. That's the writings on the wall there. I don't know.
And 3 were villains. I mean, 1 neutral, but I mean essentially hero. DJ wasn't played in any villain deck.
Mm-hmm.
Although it was funny that we just started running DJ and Quinlan just for another 3/5 body.
Well. You have to think creatively now.
Well, now EMPs are coming out of the meta, right? So I could just run Liberated Slaves. Whereas before, funny enough, Liberated Slaves had the droid keyword, so they could get hit by an EMP.
That's actually amazing.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, any other thoughts? I mean, I'm sure all the listeners will hear many opinions from many different people, but I mean, both of us were excited. Our local seems excited. Our Discord seems excited. 4,000 people or whatever it was, or 3,500 watched it. I think everybody's excited for this.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what the consensus is amongst other people. But yeah, we've heard nothing but good things so far, and this was like Christmas. Like people were clamoring about this last night, and very very excited. Like, and the writing was on the wall, like we said. Everyone saw it coming, but it just needed the specifics of what exactly was getting in. And
Yeah,
now
because
we know.
the question was always, people were like,
Definitely
definitely
Django, but then
Django,
what else?
or Django or TDR, maybe both, maybe DJ. We hope DJ, because it would have been bad if they didn't touch DJ and they didn't touch Han. It's like we just go right back to
Yeah.
So yeah, excited for it. Go out, enjoy your games, explore your locals. I'm sure there'll be some events coming up. You'll be able to see like smaller 1Ks and store showdowns or whatever, even before Richmond, that we might be able to get some early data
Hop in the
from.
kitchen and do some cooking.
Yeah,
Make some banger decks, some new combos, dig up some old cards that maybe I don't know, could be fun.
could be fun.
Could be fun.
All right, well, we're just past an hour. Appreciate everybody tuning in. Appreciate y'all watching, sticking out to the end. As always, check us out on Facebook, on Twitter, on Blue Sky, YouTube. We're on Spotify. We're on Apple Podcasts. Join our Discord. All those good things about that. And hit like and subscribe if you're listening on YouTube, as always. Appreciate y'all tuning in, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Bye.